And how do I know that I am doing this properly?
That's another trick that the mind plays on you.
Okay.
When am I doing right? My vision isn't right. Is it the proper way? Is it the proper strategy? Is it the proper? Those type of limiting thought, that self-doubt, is the exact same self-doubt that holds you back in every other area of your life. And people don't realize that the mind works in pattern. So when you're trying to visualize, meditate, or use any of those mental tools, you have this form of doubt arising, realize that first you cannot do it wrong. Okay. It's a learning process. So it's better to do it and not doing it perfectly than not doing it.
Yes.
Okay. But also realize that thought is one of the beliefs that's actually holding you back. Because I guarantee you that if you go and start your own podcast, your own YouTube channel, or you're trying to get the same promotion or whatever, similar thought will come into your mind.
I'm not good enough for this. Maybe it won't work.
Maybe I'm doing wrong. Maybe something's missing. Maybe I should wait. Maybe this, maybe that.
Today's not the right day. I would say another indicator is your life starts changing if you do it consistently, right?
So the best, if you're familiar with the concept of compound investment or compounding, what you'll notice is that the result at first are extremely
it's just
non-existent.
It's almost like a straight line.
Exactly. So it's almost non-existent, right? And then at some point, it just takes off, and it's crazy, right? It's like
it's just like bamboos. Like they don't grow for 3 years.
And then it's massive.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful mental picture, because I think this is where a lot of people, especially today, I notice, and even in my life, because I'm not exempt from any of this, is we like instant gratification. I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes and I want it all to be clear.
Done.
Clear, done, dusted, let's move on.
I need a 6-minute workout for the 6-pack abs.
Exactly. I've been talking to myself like shit for 10 years, and I'm just going to visualize 2-3 days, do my gratitude for 2-3 days, and I want to undo all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And people have this delusional idea of change happening. So I'm not saying that for some people it can be fast, it can be profound, it can be radical, right? But for most people, just like when you go to the gym, you're probably not going to notice much at the beginning.
Yes.
Or if you notice things, it's going to be small little wins.
Yes.
Maybe you're feeling a little bit better. Maybe you're 20% less anxious today. Maybe you have more maybe you manage your anxiety more. Maybe you're a bit more outspoken. Maybe you're a bit more relaxed in this situation, right? So small wins. But that's where you got to keep at it, because most people, they're very good at doing something, and then somehow
they quit.
They don't even know that they're quitting, and they kind of just stop.
Let it go.
Yeah. And before they know it, their old identity just pulled them right back where they started.
Man, self-awareness is so important.
And they don't realize it, and they're back doing the same old shit again. That's why you got to keep at it. And I recommend, one of the simplest exercise that I give every single one of my clients is a gratitude journal for a minimum of 30 days every single morning.
That's a game changer.
It's a game changer. And you gotta do it at least 30 days for you to start noticing the changes and how good it is, and the mindset and the headspace and what it creates for you in your life and how it changes your thinking. Yeah. So keep at it is extremely important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gratitude journal. Yeah, I remember I started it last year, and first 2-3 months, not even 1 month, 2-3 months was like crazy, because it would take me like an hour at least, because I never really knew what gratitude was until I practiced it. And then first 3 months, it was extremely difficult. But afterwards, it was just like you said, like that bamboo example, compound interest example. All of a sudden, I started feeling it much more easier and easier and easier.
Exactly.
And life became much more easier as well. Like you're more relaxed. If something bad happens, you feel bad for a second, but then you're back to being grateful. And surprisingly, if something bad happened and I was grateful, something good happens afterwards. But if something bad happened and I felt bad, something bad happened again.
It's magic, man. And people struggle to understand this. But we all know a person who's always angry. we could say that person is the bitter person or the angry person, and no matter what happened, they find something to be pissed off, angry, right? So somebody's driving too slow, somebody's not, whatever. And so their identity is so deeply rooted in those emotions that their whole life is a perpetuation of anger. So even if nothing happens today that make them angry, they'll visualize something. They'll create a story. Somebody looked at me in a strange way.
They must be thinking this about me.
Look at this motherfucker misspelled my name at Starbucks.
Kunnowaka.
Or but too much, whatever. So if they cannot find it, they'll create it.